In every video, I want to answer one question that you have about bullet journaling. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to set up a new month and also how to carry forward your information from the previous month to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. It's entirely up to you what you decide to include in your journal. For me, I like to start my month off with a calendar so that I can see in one place everything that's going on for the month. One page that I'm always sure to include in my bullet journal setup each month is my monthly goals. This page helps me stay on track with the goals that I set at the beginning of the year. I organize my goals by category: finances, personal, health, volunteering, work, and other. At the start of each new month, I evaluate where I am on my goals and which goals I want to focus on that month. This month, I included a fun checklist of the Christmas traditions we observe as a family. Obviously, you don't have to insert this, but this is just an example of how the bullet journal system can be customizable to your needs. Each month, I keep a log of what I read and what I watch. Not only is this just a fun thing to look back at through the year, but I do believe that what we are focusing our time and attention on begins to shape our thoughts and ideas. When we start to build our bullet journal around living an intentional life, this becomes really important. This next page is actually a pretty important page, and the way that I use this is actually just a placeholder where I can jot down any ideas, thoughts, or things that I need to remember for future months. For those of you who like meal planning, this next layout is for you. I came up with the idea last month to sit down once at the beginning of the month and come up with 30 meals that I want to make. There's a space for notes to write down any prep. You do your meal planning once and refer back to it each week to choose which meals you're going to make. Once you have the pages set up and your foundation is laid for the new month, the most important part is to fill that month in with all of the information that you need to carry forward from the previous month. I will actually do this in a couple of different steps. First of all, I'm going to go through my calendar page and fill in the key days of the month, such as holidays and special events. When an event spans several days, often I will mark it with washi tape. Here, I'm marking high school exam week with pink washi tape, and I'm using this fun Christmas washi tape to mark off winter break for my kids. While I do use my bullet journal as my primary source of planning, I do also use a digital calendar. When I am filling out my calendar and this step of my bullet journal for the month, I do refer back to my digital calendar, where I have stored appointments and notes and reminders for myself for upcoming days. It's important to take the time to make sure that all of this information gets transferred to your bullet journal in a way that you will not overlook it and it will get used the way you intended. Again, I do like to include all of this information on my calendar page just so that I have a grand overview of the month. But I will also transfer this information to my weekly pages so that it gets addressed in the appropriate week. We've added our events and appointments to the calendar, and now it's time to carry forward goals. At the very beginning of the year, I set goals that I want to try to accomplish throughout the year. As one month comes to an end and we move forward into the next month, it's important to go back to the previous month to see what goals were set but not finished in that previous month. Anything that hasn't been marked as completed gets moved forward to the new month. Here you can see that I'm going back to November. I'm marking off things that I've finished, and anything that hasn't been finished yet, I'm bringing forward into December. Some of those things I've already written down when I was setting up my first pass through December. Other things I haven't included in my December goals quite yet, so I'm going to go ahead and add them now. This can be a lot of flipping back and forth, but it's important to do whatever it takes to make sure that nothing gets overlooked and falls through the cracks. When we're carrying forward information to the new month, it's important that we don't forget about that page where we've added all of those thoughts and ideas that we wanted to save for future months. You may find that something that was on last month's page is ready to be added to this month's goals, or you may find that it still could be just carried forward to a placeholder page for some time in the future. Again, it's very important to be thorough here and not to overlook something, because this is one area where something can very easily slip past your attention. Take the time that you need to flip back and forth and double check to make sure that everything that you've written down has either been completed, added to this month's goals, or added to this month's page for ideas and thoughts that we want to hold for some time in the future. So that's it. We've now carried forward all of our information from last month, and we are ready to go for our new month. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.